Alright, so I just want to start this video off by saying that I might take some break days from recording because my exams are coming soon, and well, as a damn 13-year-old in the 8th grade, I'm gonna have to take a break. But anyways, today I'll be using some stats, numbers, analytics, and some of my own brain to figure out which team will have the best chance to win the 2022 NBA championship. This idea came from the GOAT himself, Jared Dudley, so huge shout out to him, huge shout out to him for this great video idea, and shout out to his YouTube channel as well. It's absolutely lit, so you should check it out. If you have any video ideas, then go ahead and comment them down below. The link to Jared Dudley's channel will be in the description and most likely in the pinned comment as well. Depends on what mood future me is in. So without any further ado, let's get going into the video. Let's start off by eliminating the teams that are just not going to win the championship, and they literally have no odds to win it all next season. From the Eastern Conference, those teams are Detroit, Orlando. The Raptors really have no chance either, but I think they're going to be exciting for the next, 5 years if, who they draft? I forgot his name. Scotty Barnes. Yeah, if Scotty Barnes develops into a Kawhi-like player. Indiana, Charlotte, Cleveland, and honestly Washington as well. These are the teams who don't have a chance to win it all next season from the East. And now from the western side of the United States, we have some very obvious ones like San Antonio, Houston, OKC, and Sacramento. And I guess we can include Memphis as well. And there's two other teams that I literally just almost forgot, Minnesota and New Orleans. Now, Minnesota, I guess, will be good with Karl Anthony Towns hopefully being healthy, and D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards might take a next step. But yeah, Minnesota won't win it next season. They might be a really good team, they might be a playoff team, but they won't win it all. So now we have 16 teams remaining who might win the chip. That itself is a lot, and we definitely need to narrow it down because I'm not going to sit here and compare stats from 16 different teams, and I know you guys won't like it as well. So taking out the teams that further will not make the finals at all, we have to eliminate the Blazers, Jazz, and Warriors. The Phoenix Suns varies from person to person, but I still think they can win it all, so I won't eliminate them. And from the Eastern Conference, we have the Bulls, New York, Boston, and one more team from the West, I forgot, Dallas, and then we have Atlanta, who I think will not win the championship. So the remaining teams are Philly, Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Miami, Phoenix, Denver, the Clippers, and the Lakers. You might be surprised to see Denver here. I personally have high expectations for this team, especially from Jokic as he's coming off an MVP season. I think Murray can come back strong from his injury, hopefully before the playoffs, and this team is pretty solid. I'm also looking forward to MPJ taking the next step, and I think he will definitely shine next season. But when we're really being honest to ourselves, and when I think about it further, Denver is not this is not going to win the championship. Philly isn't either, nor is Miami or the Clippers or Phoenix. The remaining teams are Brooklyn, Milwaukee, and everyone's favorite now, the Los Angeles Lakers. I think we all understand why each team has made it so far. The Lakers have a new trio, which we don't know if it will work or not, but still, having LeBron, AD, and Westbrook on your team is just crazy. The Nets are crazy too with their offensive-minded trio, and Milwaukee just won the championship last season, so it makes sense for them to be contenders next year as well. So for this video, I decided to use 4 important categories which define a team from inside out. Now, don't get me wrong, there are definitely other categories which you can use, but I don't want this video to be 30 minutes long, so that's why the 4 categories are offensive rating, defensive rating, rebounds, and 3-point shooting. I think rebounds and 3-point shooting might come as a surprise to you all, but a key factor in today's NBA are these two things, rebounding and 3-point shooting. And if any team can get this thing perfectly done, then they're bound for success. Offensive rating is a very complicated stat, but in short, it basically means how much efficiently a team can score a certain amount of points. Now, trust me, I do not know this well enough to tell you guys and explain it further, but this is what it is, and this is the best I can explain it from the best that I learned from, Google and other sources that I've read for my research. Last season, the Brooklyn Nets had the highest offensive rating in league history with a 118.3 offensive rating. Now, we have to remember that they added in Patty Mills, and the trio of Harden, KD, and Kyrie should be fully healthy. At least that's what I'm going based off here. The offense for this team should go significantly higher. The Lakers and Bucks weren't in the top 10 of the offensive rating stat, but the Lakers are the team that I think have improved on that side with the addition of Russell Westbrook. Malik Monk, Carmelo Anthony, and Dwight Howard are also great additions to the offense, but as we all know, the main player revolving around the Lakers right now is Russell Westbrook. But still, this Nets team is atop the other two teams for the stat. Defensively, the Nets are going to face a lot of problems, and this is where they lack their finishing touch. The Lakers and Bucks are both sound on this side of the court, and the Lakers actually had the best defensive rating last year in the NBA, so look for that to stay. The Bucks lost PJ Tucker, a great defender in free agency, but I think Giannis' presence alone is good enough, and don't forget about Jrue Holiday, the best perimeter defender in the NBA, admitted by many NBA players. Now, rebounds-wise, the Nets do have some great size, and James Harden grabs like 10 rebounds a game himself, but they weren't even in the top 10 in rebounds last year. The team that was in the top 10, in fact, they were in the number 2 spot, was the Milwaukee Bucks once again. Man, the Bucks are killing it so far in this video. And the Lakers were the worst rebounding team out of these three, but adding Westbrook I think should put them above the Brooklyn Nets. And if you still don't understand why I'm using this rebounding stat, well, it's because rebounding is literally the most underrated part of the game. When you go grab a rebound, you're giving your team, a chance to score, which ultimately means your team is having a chance to win. And logically, in an NBA game, whichever team gets to shoot and attempt more shots, they should be able to knock down more shots, which causes them to win the game. Same conclusion. I really hope you understand that. And now coming to the last category of the video, we have 3-point shooting. Here, I'm going to be taking 3-point makes and 3-point attempts, which basically means their 3-point efficiency and which team has the more reliable shooters. So the Nets, to start off with, have by far the better shooters because, Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving, 3 of the greatest scorers in the NBA right now, and adding Patty Mills only improves this aspect of the game for this team. And looking into the efficiency and attempts, the Nets were 3rd in efficiency and atop the league in attempts, which means they are easily the better 3-point shooting team. The Lakers, on the other hand, were 23rd in the NBA last season in terms of efficiency, and adding Russell Westbrook only makes that worse. I know I've been talking a lot about Westbrook, but it's important. He's a great player, but adding him to the Lakers trade makes this Lakers team much different from last season and a bit worse in 3-point shooting. And as for Milwaukee, they really surprised me in a good way. I know they have Brook Lopez, Chris Middleton, and Jrue Holiday, Dante DiVincenzo as well, but they were 10th in efficiency last year. 10th. I really didn't expect that from them. And the more surprising fact is that they were 8th. Yes, 8th in 3-pointers attempted. That just means that they attempted a lot and they made a lot, which means they were good at it. I'm not a Bucks fan, so I didn't know this was going on there, and if you are, then you might not be shocked, but sorry, I am. But anyways, we see that the Nets are better on offense and 3-point shooting, whereas the Bucks are pretty good at 3-point shooting, as well as with their defense and rebounding locked up. The Lakers to me look like the odd team out here. They are the best on defense, but that's just pretty much it. But guys, between the Nets and Bucks, who do you think will win the NBA championship next year? If you have any other team that does win that's not in this video featured by me, then comment that team down below as well. I think it's going to be the Nets, and yes, I'm jumping on the Nets bandwagon, but they're just too talented and stacked. Comment your thoughts down in the comment section down below. That's it for today. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel for more NBA videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.